The business has failed. My family fell apart. I was getting a divorce. I was the loneliest I've ever felt. And the only thing that kept me going were my children. One of the reasons for my divorce is the fact that I've never been around at home. And I think my then wife was extremely lonely and she found things extremely hard. Since then, I gotta say, I tried different things. I tried my best to keep my life going, but it didn't matter what I did. I could go left, I could go right. Everything that I did just could not work out. There would always be a reason for it to fail. And that's when I started thinking that, you know what, I think God really hates me. I was the loneliest I've ever felt. And the only thing that kept me going were my children. I was doing just the normal school drop-off and sending my son to school. He handed me a school newsletter. He just said, "Look, Dad, I forgot to give you this." So I took the school newsletter. I had a look at it. And I still remember that it was just an announcement that the children in his year was going to start their sacrament of reconciliation. That triggered something. I felt this sense of urgency, and I can't really explain it. It's just something, in my heart and in my mind that says, I've got to do something. I felt like, I needed to be a Christian, a Catholic specifically, as soon as possible. I went from school to the parish office at St. James, at Hoppers Crossing North, and I asked the question, how can I be a Catholic and how can I be a part of this community? So that's when I learned about the RCIA program. Immediately, I contacted the coordinator then and got myself enrolled. While RCIA program was going on, I still had a challenge with my family that I felt. I have to break the news to my parents that I'm going for a conversion. Honestly, I was terrified. I don't know how their reaction is gonna be. About 4 months into the RCIA journey, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna tell them whatever comes. Let's see what happens. So I broke the news to my mom first because, mom's the easiest way without getting probably murdered at some point. And to my surprise, when I told my mom, I'm going to convert. I want to be a Catholic because I feel like that's my calling. I explained that Christianity, the concept of Christianity, never really left me. It's always been sitting with me at the back of my mind. It's just a question of learning more about it before deciding which path I'm gonna take. And then that's when I also found out my parents were against us converting because of my grandmother, who was a devout Buddhist, because of her fear that after she's passed on, no one's gonna remember her, no one's gonna perform all these rites for her. So I reassured them and I said, look, even though I convert, it doesn't mean that I'll forget about you guys. You guys are my parents. You guys are, the people that brought me up. Changing my religion doesn't change that. I think my parents were in the mind that, he's already grown up. He's a full-grown adult with children, surely he knows what he's doing. So they just gave me their blessings, and I carried on my journey with that peace of mind. So when I first received the Eucharist, I felt like I'm finally in the house. Right? I can get in there, and I'm welcome, and I'm loved. That baptism onwards, it was a conversion, from being lonely and depressed. People started to come into my life who were warm, welcoming, who genuinely cared about me. And that brought me out of the sadness. It brought me out of that feeling of loneliness. Now when I look back at that newsletter moment, I felt that was God telling me, come to me. And which I did. God will always find a way to turn bad into something good. He'll bring people, He'll bring whatever to help you heal. And look, the truth of the matter is all of us are going to experience some sort of challenge or hardship or even turmoil at some point in their lives. I think everything happens for a reason. I got to know about the Alpha program, and somehow I got so excited about it, which was a bit strange because despite the fact I'm a business development person, I actually don't like cold calling or trying to sell something I very much rather bring people along the journey, experience it with them, and just go down that path. And in my mind, RCIA and the Alpha was a little bit like cold calling, and I wasn't particularly excited about that, I gotta say. But I enjoyed walking that journey with everyone else. And then looking back now, I felt like God's put me in this position, right? I went from being an engineer to becoming a business person when I came to Melbourne. From there, I started to get involved in sales. And all of these experiences gave me some skills. And I felt like that was God's way of guiding me so that I can do His work for Him. Once you start listening to Him, you allow Him to guide you along the way, you'll be amazed with the results and the work that He's asking you to do. And I strongly believe that my experience and my story is not unique. I'm sure everyone have got their challenges, everyone has got their Gethsemane. And I hope that my story gives you a bit of hope, gives everyone an idea that, if you listen to God and allow Him to guide you, He will somehow bring people into your life to help you, to guide you, and to help you to heal.